I remember actually overhearing one of my former tenants. They were like, "Is this lady okay? Whenever we have water, the first thing she does is
she waters the plant."
Like, yeah, I'm okay. I think you're not okay. Like, let's
priorities. Let's focus, people.
Okay, so a lot of my plants, I think maybe 50% of them have died this year because of the water situation in the country, but specifically in our area. Like this week, for instance, we only had water on Sunday for 3 hours, and today is Friday. We haven't had water, so
you're dependent on municipal water when it comes through, and then you have to collect it.
Harvest it, and then when it runs out, luckily I have a brother who's like always happy to bring me water. He lives in Minwood, so he'll bring like maybe 300 liters of water. So that's really a lifesaver for me. So for domestic uses, and my priority is always the plants. So most of my ornamental plants, like I said, have died. So, but another thing I like to grow is fruit trees. So whenever I buy a fruit, I don't throw away the seed. I always, so that's why we have these avocados, guavas, Mexican apples going on here. So they're in plastics because these are not their permanent home.
Okay.
Yeah. And also the other ones that are in plastics, which are not trees, they're in plastics because I'm actually moving house soon. So before they get to their permanent home, they're just living here.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
So I do have to ask now, what do you do for your soil? Because when you're potting in containers, you know, you definitely want some kind of special mix. What do you do for your soil?
Okay, so all my plants don't use any chemical fertilizers. I use organic things.
Okay.
Yeah, so of course there's mulch, but then, which I get from the leaves, you know, that drop. And also, you'll find out about the other things that I do, but I do a lot of dehydrating of the food that I eat, as well as juicing. So the pulp and whatever waste from the kitchen, I don't throw away. I usually make my own fertilizer, my own manure. Okay. So I'll show you. I have like lots of bananas. I bought bananas that I'm dehydrating. So those skins, I put them in water and add sometimes turmeric powder, cinnamon, because I read that those are good for that.
Yeah, I've heard the potassium in banana skins is good.
Yeah, and also aloe vera. I chop them up into little pieces, like let it soak for a minimum of 7 days. Then that's what I use to keep the garden
to feed
alive.
your plants.
Yeah.
So you don't buy anything. So yeah, it's a really interesting way to save money.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's actually healthier for the plants in the long run.
Yes, yes. And if we're thinking about going organic, you know, that's the way to go. Like just recycle everything that we use from our kitchen. So this bucket here is one of the buckets that I use to make my manure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have several. There's one empty one there.
Okay.
The white one, and there's this one, and there's a few more that side. So 2 more. Yeah. Yeah, so this survived. So I put it next to the kitchen door because I can easily look at it and water it.
This is the same, is this the same Sansevieria that's in the tin there? Is this a Sansevieria?
There's a Sansevieria.
This is a Sansevieria flower.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I also have, I think some of these are pineapples. So they're in water. Yeah. So this bucket there's just water, no soil in it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So like I said, I don't throw away my seeds, and I found out.
Check this out, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Sansevieria can actually be propagated in water, so that's why, and they're thriving.
Yeah, and I found out that you could do the same with the pineapple, and then when it's ready, you can put it in the ground. So I haven't been throwing the tops of the pineapples. Yeah.
Okay, I think this is the pineapple here.
Yes.
Actually, so you can see here. where the fruit was cut off, and that's going on.
Yeah, so the roots will come from there. Yeah, but they've been here for a few months. I'm just waiting for the wet season. And so we didn't talk about my watering plan since it's so dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't believe it. I recycle my water. Okay, so this is my laundry water. Yeah, so because of the limited amount of water we have, I don't throw it out. I just keep it for the plants, even the water from the kitchen. Yeah, so that's what I use to water them. And usually I go for the ones that are very thirsty and need water all the time. This one is one of them, right here. If I ignore it for a day, it starts wilting. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a type of Dracaena, Duranta. So it's one of those that people like in the hedges. And in the ground it's a bit more resilient, but I think obviously in a bag, plants need a bit more attention.
Yes, yes.
Because they don't have enough space and there isn't enough moisture.
Yeah, and then there's this one as well that's always thirsty. If I don't water her, then...
Oh, I've given up on these. They call it the prayer plants because at certain times of the day the leaves kind of curl up.
Into a prayer.
Yeah,
form.
but you know, or calathea. It does like a lot of humidity. So that's why every day you find you have to water it.
Yes, yes.
And so do you have to do this? So every day basically you're watering. With every batch of dishes you water. You bring it outside, you water something.
I have to water something.
So there isn't a schedule, it's just every day.
Yeah, there isn't a schedule. As long as we've done dishes, then water. So this one, I'm hoping that all these succulents will thrive and make a very nice bunch one day.
You know, I think the very interesting thing about your garden is how much shade you have. Because I'm actually going to say, you know what, your shade is a problem. It is, because you have a lot of succulents.
Yeah.
And some of them actually would do very well in full sun. And they're probably not getting as much sun. So like this, you know, the sun is over there right now, so it's in shade. And then when the sun moves around, there's shade. There's shade. You know what I mean? So my suggestion would be to move the succulent. Find a corner where there is good sun, at least 6 hours of sun.
It to be this area here. Yeah, because when the sun comes out in the afternoon, it's really, really hot. Like so
move the succulents there. And then for everything else, I think just grouping by water needs, it might make it easier. You know, if you cluster plants together with the same watering requirements, it makes it so much easier. Because then watering, you just focus on the one spot. But as they transpire, you know, as they release their water, they provide humidity for each other. So you can make a little island of, you know, you put your Duranta, you put your Calathea, you put your spider plant, or whatever else it is that you think.
I didn't think about that, but
and then that just a little bench there, and then that will help them. It won't save you on water, but it will help them.
And it will help me to not go around the garden.
Exactly. I'm hoping you find homes for these avocados pretty soon.
Because they're ready, almost ready to go into the permanent
ground.
home.
Because as they grow, you'll see them starting to struggle if they don't have enough nutrition. And so in terms of like fertilizing your plants, how often do you do it? You know, because like you say, you make your compost or whatever. Do you come around again and
I actually don't have a specific schedule. I just look at them and I see that there is need, then I fertilize them.
What about disease control?
That's very hard actually, because
do you get pests? Do you get aphids? Do you get
aphids a lot? For the pests, I think the root hormone that I use is really helping. The banana aloe vera mix, it's really helping to keep a lot of them at bay. But the aphids, I've had a challenge with them. You know, it's interesting. I know someone who actually recommended that when she has a pest infestation, she doesn't spray anything chemical. She just feeds the soil.
because the aphids are a sign of a weaker plant. You know, so seeing as a lot of your plants are in containers, maybe it's just a sign to say, okay, the soil needs more nutrition so that you can boost the immune system. So that's something to try. Tell us a bit about this banana mix. How did you make it and how long has it been in there?
I think it's been in here for about 10 days. So anything from 7 days is good. It will have matured. Yeah, so in this one, there's just banana skins and water. Yeah, I didn't have the time to do the aloe vera. Yeah, so it's alive, so you can see the flies have started coming. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign, actually.
Yeah.
If the flies don't want to eat it,
yeah, then
it should tell you something.
Sure. And then there's also these little worms in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they are going to feed.
Do you need to dilute that?
I'm not going to put so much. I'm not going to put all of it. Yeah, so I don't need to dilute it. But when it's very concentrated, yeah, I do dilute and just mix it with the water that I use for watering. So that should be good. Then I'll just add regular water to that. Then this one as well. I think this one could use some love as well. So it's been here for a while, but it hasn't been growing as fast as it should.
Oh, golden pothos is fantastic. Another really good indoor plant and a creeper. And it does full sun as well. Like, yeah.
I've felt to grow them indoor.
Really?
Yeah, they always. I guess maybe they don't have enough nutrition.
You know, they call this the money plant. And I remember when I was young, you know, back in the 80s, there was a trend where people would have these indoors and they would trail them, you know what I mean, all the way around, they'll just keep going round and round and round, you know. I don't know if it brought money, but... Yeah,
my mom had as well. The one that I have is at the kitchen door. So the kitchen door has a lot of climbing plants.
Yeah.
So this one is one of them. And I heard that story too about money. And I've heard that about the jade plant as well.
Yes, I've heard people refer to this as a money tree.
Plant. Yeah. So
this one I think needs a bit of TLC.
Yes.
Do you think it just needs food, water?
No, I think it needs more than just food. Yeah, because I can see
aphids.
Yeah. So let me put that in there and see how that will help. But the colleague here is thriving. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's funny how two plants, same location, one takes and one doesn't.
Yeah, so I've tried growing it in the house as well, the spider plant. I've heard it thrives in the house. I've seen it thriving in other people's homes. But in mine, no, it has not taken.
It probably could be light.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I can think about, because, you know, indoors is different for everyone. Yeah. And some houses are just dark, especially if they've got a veranda on the outside that reduces the light that comes in. Okay. I don't know.
So, yeah, maybe.
It could be many things.
Maybe that, yeah, because I don't... I do have light coming in, but where I had placed it, there was not a lot of direct light coming in.
Yeah, so that could be a thing.
That could be, yeah.
All right, I think...